Love X Revenge presents. He hadn't planned to return. Not after 7 years, not after walking away from the dust-colored roads and sun-bleached fences of Willow Creek Farm, and certainly not after leaving her. Yet there he was, Daniel Hart, self-made millionaire, stepping out of a black SUV that looked painfully out of place beside the weather-beaten barn. The air smelled of hay and quiet summers, and it hit him harder than he expected. Memories, hers, theirs, rose like heat from the ground. He closed his eyes, exhaled, and reminded himself why he'd come. Closure. Maybe forgiveness. Definitely answers. He walked toward the farmhouse, its white paint peeling like old memories. The door swung open before he could knock. And there she was, Ella Rowan, still barefoot on the porch. Still with that sunlit hair tied in a messy knot. Still carrying herself with the calm steadiness of someone who belonged entirely to the land beneath her feet. But the softness he remembered, the laughter, the bright eyes, was shadowed now. Daniel. Her voice was a breath, neither welcome nor rejection. Hi, Ella. A long silence stretched between them, filled with the hum of cicadas. You look, he began. Older, she teased weakly. Beautiful, he corrected. Her lips parted slightly, and for a second he caught a flicker of the girl he had loved with reckless abandon at 22. But 7 years changes people. What are you doing here? She asked, folding her arms as if bracing herself. I needed to see you. 7 years too late. He nodded. He deserved that. She stepped aside, allowing him in, not out of warmth, but politeness. He thanked her and entered the house he once knew so intimately he could navigate it in the dark. Except now, everything felt rearranged. Not physically, just emotionally. The living room was quiet, a few framed photos on the mantel, a vase of fresh wildflowers, mismatched furniture. Home, her home. Want something to drink? She asked. Water's fine. She disappeared briefly. When she returned, she placed the glass on the table between them and sat opposite him, her posture stiff, guarded. So, she said, talk. He swallowed. I know I left without giving you an explanation. I know I hurt you. I'm not here to excuse that. I wanted to know how you've been. Her eyes flickered. Fine, that's it. 7 years and 1 word. She offered a humorless smile. You lost the right to details when you left. Yeah, he had. But he also remembered the reason he left. The reason he never told her. The offer that would save their future, he thought, but ended up costing their relationship. The desperate decision to take a job in another state because the farm was drowning in debt and Ella refused charity. He'd wanted to fix everything for her. But fixing it meant leaving her. So he left. And success followed. Money, power, everything he thought would let him come back and save the farm. But by the time he returned to Willow Creek, she was gone. He looked around now. The farm seemed stable. Oddly so. You're doing well, he said. The place looks better than it used to. Her gaze dropped to her hands. I manage. Something in her tone, strained, fragile, caught his attention. Ella, he said quietly, I know you. You're hiding something. Her shoulders tensed. Drop it, Daniel. I can't. You came for closure, great. You saw I'm alive and not crying on the porch. That's your answer. Leave it at that, Ella. Her eyes flashed with something raw. You don't get to dig into my life now. But he saw it, fear, pain, a secret she was guarding with everything she had. He stood. What happened to you? She stood too. Nothing. Ella. No. Her voice cracked on the word. And just like that, the dam broke. She turned away, biting her lip as though holding something inside physically hurt her. Minutes passed before she finally whispered, if I tell you, you'll wish you never came. Try me. She closed her eyes. It's not something I can explain. You need to see. He frowned. See what? Come with me. She grabbed a worn denim jacket and walked briskly out the back door. Confused but determined, he followed her through the fields. They crossed the pasture, past the tool shed, and stopped at the old barn, its wooden doors chained shut with a heavy metal lock he didn't remember. She hesitated, hands trembling as she removed a key from her pocket. Ella, what's inside? You'll see. The lock clicked open. The door creaked. Daniel stepped inside, and froze. At first, he didn't understand what he was looking at. Rows of crates, boxes of supplies, stacks of equipment, and a workspace filled with notebooks, diagrams, soil samples, and strange devices he didn't recognize. The smell of chemicals lingered faintly. Lights hung above a makeshift lab setup. This wasn't farming. This was something else entirely. "What is all this?" he whispered. Ella stepped beside him, bracing herself. "My research." "Research for what?" She swallowed hard. "A drought-resistant crop strain. A hybrid I engineered myself." He blinked. You're doing genetic research?" "Have been for years." He turned slowly to face her. "Ella, why?" She looked him dead in the eyes. "Because the farm was dying. Because everything we had was falling apart. Because I didn't want to lose the land my family built for generations." His throat tightened. "But this is huge. Why hide it?" "Because it's illegal, Daniel." Her voice was barely audible. "I didn't have permits. I didn't have labs. I didn't have funding. And I didn't have you." She laughed bitterly. "So I did what I had to do. I learned, I experimented, and yes, I crossed lines." He stared at her, stunned. "Ella, why didn't you just tell me?" "Tell you?" She echoed softly. "You left me for a better life. I had to build one alone. That's not why I left." She stiffened. "I left to save us, Ella. To fix the farm. I got a job that paid more than I ever dreamed of. I planned to come back and clear the debts, save the land, build a future with you." She stared at him as though seeing a ghost. "Then why didn't you come back?" "I did." His voice cracked. "A month later. But you were gone. You left without a word." Her face went pale. "Gone. I never left. I was here." He shook his head. "Your mother said you moved away to start a new life." Ella staggered back. She told me you never came. That you chose your career, that you didn't want to tie yourself to a farmer." The truth hit them both. Hard, sharp, devastating. "They separated us," she whispered. "They didn't want us together." He nodded numbly. For a long moment, neither spoke. Finally, Daniel said, "Ella, you don't have to do this alone anymore. I can help. I have the resources, the connections. I can make this legal, safe, successful." She looked at him for a long, searching moment. "And why would you do that after everything?" He stepped closer. "Because I never stopped loving you." Her breath shuddered. Tears filled her eyes. "I don't know if I can trust you again," she whispered. "I know," he said softly. "But give me a chance to earn it." Ella looked at the rows of her secret legacy, the years of work and sacrifice, the burden she had carried alone. Then she looked at him, the man she once loved, the man she lost, the man who had come back. Slowly, she nodded. One chance. He reached for her hand, not to hold, but to show he was still there, still willing. And she let him. Outside, the farm stretched. Beneath the setting sun. No longer the place where their love ended, but where it might begin again.